Up, you guys? It's your boy Three Stacks in this thing, and good morning. I'm really enthused, man. It's a good morning. I'm actually off today, so I get to do a lot of work, man. I'm trying to upload like a freaking maniac. So today I decided to do something a little different. We're trying to continue on what we've tried to start a while back when we just did different diverse content. You know, like the Q&A. Who's your worst matchup, your worst favorite kind of player to go up against, the art of deck building, the art of side decking, favorite decks, stuff like that. Just interesting topics outside of deck profiles just to make things a little bit more interesting. So today, this video segment is known as Who's Your Daddy, right? It's not to be funny. It's not even a joke. It's, who taught you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh? And do you remember that person? And did you have a close relationship with that person? And also, is that person the reason why you are as good as you are today? Because believe it or not, everyone who plays the game got introduced by somebody. And then there are those people who just watched the show when they were little and found out the card game was released and started playing it. Obviously, if you're in that category, you really don't have anybody that taught you. But you still might have somebody who made you better, because we've all learned from somebody. And I guess while I'm doing this video, I'm just gonna do test hands for my Geminights. So I guess the first thing we'll do is I'll start off with me. Since everybody else is gonna get their chance in the comment section, because obviously we can't do like a face chat video. So I was taught how to play Yu-Gi-Oh by someone I look up to as my big brother. His name is Nunu G, and his real name is DeAndre Gray. He taught me how to play. Like, we go way back. I'm talking about, this is why I look up to him as my big brother, because he's one of my day ones. He taught me how to play, and first we started off with the basic 20 monsters, 10 spells, 10 traps kind of thing. And as he taught me, I learned really, really fast. And how he would teach me is he literally had so much commons and so much cards in his deck box. He would just be like, "Hey, Ivan, bro, go over there in that box, grab a bunch of cards, just read them." And I was like, all right. He taught me the standards. Like, we started with standby phase, what you can do in standby phase, draw phase, main phase, battle phase, main phase 2, and end phase, and all the rules that apply to each phase and how you can do this, that, and the other in each phase. And then, we talked about hand size limits. At the time, each player could draw 6 cards, whether you were going first and second. That's just how it was. So hand size limit mattered. And then, we talked about life points. We discussed life points. We discussed strategies. And after we got through all of that, he was like, look into this box that I have. And he had tons of tins. And he was like, get those cards and read them. And he was like, what I want you to do is find a relation between those cards and other cards. And when you see something that you think might work, build that deck. Make it 40 cards. If you exceed 40 cards, understand that there's a chance that you might draw that 41st card, like that one card you threw in extra. And when you draw that, always think of that card as this should have been what I actually run. You know what I'm saying? So I did it. And the first deck I built was I think just a random fire deck. It wasn't really good at all. In fact, it was kind of trash. But the main thing, I ran 3 trap holes in it. And I played this monster like Wall of Illusions and Needleworm. Not Needleworm, but it's like it's a weird worm looking creature who has a hedge and worms coming out of him. But I played 3 of him, 3 Wall of Illusion. I played 3 of this dude. He's something illusions. He's a normal spellcaster with blonde hair, and he has a glowing dot on his finger with the sword. He looked really cool. He's a normal monster. I just made a really, really awkward deck. And mind you, this was a time, it was around 2001 or I think 2002 as a matter of fact. This was right when the game first came to be, in actual cards. The game just started, you feel me? We didn't even have anything good yet. The cards just got printed. So I built that deck, and it was pretty cool. We started practicing against each other. We would duel each other a lot, and I got slowly but surely got better. But my big brother Nunu G was actually the master in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys all have that person that that taught you, and you look up to him and you're like, you know what? I got a homeboy or a homegirl, depending on who taught you, who no matter what you got, this person can beat you regardless. And that's how I looked at my brother. He was I saw him it doesn't matter what deck, this guy can build anything out of anything. He could take scraps make a deck right there last minute and beat your super OP, deck that you paid a lot of money for. So he taught me a lot, and slowly but surely I got better. He kind of focused more on like an aggressive style, and slowly but surely his style changed to be control. When I first started playing, I actually was a control player. It was just a style that fitted me. But something that he also taught me that to this day I still follow this is that your play style should adapt according to the person you're playing. So if you're playing against somebody who's a bit more, aggressive and or even just fast paced, you might want to change your playstyle to either be a control or just change your playstyle to exactly what he's doing. It's a high risk, high reward thing. But, you just got to keep in mind that a slow playstyle, a control playstyle, it might not work on everybody. Some people are just like playing OTK decks and, control is the exact hard counter to that. But then you have those people who are just aggressive but not playing OTK, but their just deck is really, really fast and it can outpace yours. You might want to, switch the gears and play a little bit more aggressive as well, so that your playstyle should adapt according to the person you're playing. Then you're playing against that control player who's like, I'm just playing a lot of back row, a little bit of monsters. You're just trying to change your playstyle to like, I don't care how it is, but I'm getting damage. I just want to get damage. You want to play the bait game, bait out the back rows, because at the time, we pretty much knew every trap that was out, so we knew what we were running into. If our normal summon was established, we're like, all right, I already know what I could be running into. Now I'm running into the Wabaku. Wabaku was a thing. So yeah. Basically, long story short, as we continued to play, we grew together, and we hit like 2005 Go format. Things got a little bit more interesting. Then we progressed up until 2009, 2012, stuff like that. 2010 and 12 was just amazing. And once we hit 2012, I actually surpassed my master, my sensei, my big brother, and he basically just like let me know, bro. Like when we were playing, we would always play together, and we were like a dynamic duo. Nobody could really beat me and my big brother. We went to tournaments, and we got our invites to Nats. We would play, and we always talked together. Like he was running Volcanics one time, and I think I was just running a flat out like just a synchro deck. Like my bro would not give up on the dream of Volcanics, and this was before the new support. So he's just like Doomfire, Scattershot, like let's get it. And I was playing like this just random synchro deck that worked. Then another time he was playing like Remove from Play. It was really cool, but he taught me a lot of different play styles, and he also inspired me to be as creative as I am now. Like the reason why I'm so weird with my deck building skills and stuff, like, and so creative with it is actually because of my sensei, because that's how he built his decks. He didn't build decks to have a certain theme or an archetype, right? He'd just be like, this card, this card, this card, put them in there. This card, put them in there. This looks like it worked. Copycat, let's run that. Let's just do it. And his decks would work, and they'd be so consistent. It really inspired me. Like it was just so cool. I surpassed him, and he let me know one day when we were dueling our teacher, Chef Wayne, because we had a card shop in our high school, and Chef Wayne always beat me. I could never beat him. And I was running Archfiends, like when Archfiends got their new support, if you guys know what Archfiends are. And I absolutely demolished Chef Wayne 5 times in a row, because we would just duel back and back and back to back to back after school was out. And my sensei's watching me play, and he was like, hey, Ivan, hey, when you finish playing Chef Wayne, come and duel me. And my bro had this deck that he had built that was his best deck. It's like, to this day, it's the best deck he ever built. At the time, it was really dope. It was like a Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes deck. And it was focused on Fusion, XYZ, Synchro, Ritual. He played the Ritual Blackluster Soldier. And it was really consistent. No lie, the deck was really, really consistent. And he pulled it out, and I'm like, oh, snap, you mean business, bro. I'm like, I don't have anything that's good enough for your deck. Like, I can't hang with that. And he was like, bro, what did I tell you about the deck? I was like, I'm sorry, bro. He was like, it's not the deck, it's the player. Anybody can be good with any deck. It doesn't matter, even if the deck is trash. If you have the skill level piloted by the right person, it's good. So we dueled. I beat him, and he shook my hand, and he was like, bro, you don't need me anymore. You have it. Like, you've already got it. I was like, nah, bro. Like, I need, I felt like I needed him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was my sensei and my big brother. And whenever I had questions about rules, I would go to him. And he taught me after that to stop. He's like, stop coming to people about rules. pick that rule book up, keep a rule book on you always. So if ever somebody tries to take advantage of you being a rule shark, you pull that rule book out them and you take it to the page exactly in correlation to, you know, the topic of discussion you guys are having right now, that argument. Pull up that rule book. The rule book will never lie. People will lie to you. I was like, all right. So after we dueled and I beat him, he's like, you don't need me anymore. You know, you need to kind of just like figure things out on your own now. You got it. So after that, I turned into an absolute beast. Like, this guy, like, he put me in a place where it was like, you know what, I'm like really feeling like I'm capable of doing a lot more than I ever was before. And I started topping regionals left and right. It was like after he gave me that push that I needed and left me with the knowledge and, you know, gave me that advice, I started topping left and right. Once I got my invite, I just started going to regionals just because. And eventually it came to that point where I started building insanely powerful decks. And then in 2013, I started teaching my sensei. I started teaching him. Like, he would start coming to me for stuff. And I was really happy, man. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, slowly but surely, I basically surpassed him. And he let me know the day of. And it almost made me cry. Like, it was deep to me. But that pretty much is like my story on, you know, who taught me, where we at, how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And it might not interest some of you guys, but then some of you guys might be like, you know what, I have a very, very similar story and I can relate to that. So yeah, like, that's a person who taught me how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! My big brother. And he's the reason why I'm where I'm at today. He's the reason why I build decks the way I build decks. My style is like a replication of what he already has, just with my own added in flavor. You know, and now we talk all the time. We talk like every single day almost. And bro asks me advice all the time. Like right now, he plays Dark Magicians. He's loved Dark. I mean, come on now. Like he's an old school player just like me. Like we're both from the first generation of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like we both love older monsters. My favorite monster, aside from Herald of Perfection, which became my favorite later, but my original favorite monster was Blue Eyes before Herald came out, because Herald was released in like, I think 2009 or 2010 or something like that. Blue Eyes was my favorite monster, and Dark Magician was his favorite monster. So you can imagine that we used to go at it with our Blue Eyes and Dark Magician decks. And he still plays Dark Magician to this day. And he comes to me with advice like, hey bro, do you think Pendulum Magicians and Dark Magician mix well? And I'm like, nah, because, you know, Pendulum Magicians are so combo centric, and when you draw 2 to 3 cards that aren't scales, you're pretty much drawing a bad hand. And he actually hears me out, and it's really weird. I'll be telling him like, bro, it's really weird that I'm giving you advice. It just doesn't feel the same. And he's like, bro, you can always learn from somebody, you know, like he's really wise. And he's like, you know, you can always learn from somebody. Don't ever feel like you can't learn. Don't ever be in a position that you can't be taught. And he also knows about the YouTube channel that I have. And he's always telling me, bro, like, you know, your subscribers, those people watching you, they have voices, you know, hear them out, listen to what they have to say, take their advice, because they might be a player just like you who's played for a long time. They might know more than you do. So don't ever feel like you're in that position where you can only teach and never be taught. And I'm glad that he showed me that, because taking heed of those words, I've actually learned a lot from my subscribers. Believe it or not, you guys have trained me in a way to be more understanding. You know, when I first started in this, I involved Jesus in so much of the channel. You know, I would say prayers at the end of every single video, and I got a lot of hate for it. People would call me, you know, cock sucking this, you know, die burning hell, just the most hateful, negative comments I've ever heard in my life. And in my mind, I'm like, did I ever do anything wrong to you? All I did was say a prayer over all of my brothers and sisters and pray for you guys that you guys would be safe. So I stopped doing that because I was getting a lot of hate of it. And my brother was like, yeah, you shouldn't change for people. But at the same time, bro, a lot of your viewers might take offense because everybody doesn't believe in Jesus. So you shouldn't technically force your religion on them. You should just, you know, like keep that between you and God. So I started doing stuff like, you know, saying God bless you, make good choices, don't hurt your brain cells. Like that actually came from one of my teachers, one of my favorite teachers. She would always say that to us before we left. So yeah, man, like I learned a lot from him. And long story short, my sensei is still a close friend of mine to this day. He's my big brother, and we still learn from each other. And I learned from you guys as well. And let me know, you know, who taught you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh? Who is the reason why you're so good now? And also, like, if you're still learning, you know, who is that person that's been giving you that push, that's been keeping you encouraged. You know, I think it really matters because I want to get to know you guys better. You know, I want to engage my fans more and like be on a more personable level. I also want to do this little segment, like how, you know, I did the Q&A. I have a lot more answers for you guys. And also, I'm just going to let you know who I am and the background I come from, like in a different video. Because believe it or not, you'll be surprised at the person I used to be in comparison to who I am now. But I'm not going to say that right now. I kind of want to do this test hand. If you guys don't mind, those of you who are watching, like, this is really just a topic of discussion kind of video. And the topic we already touched was who taught you how to play. And I think it would be interesting. Some people might not like it, but then again, some people will. But I want to do this Geminight test hand because as I was talking, I've been fiddling with this really amazing hand. And I think to end the video, I'm going to end it with this. All right, we're 15 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and start by normal summoning Gem Armadillo, activating his effect. I've been loving Geminights for a minute. You guys already know this about me if you've been keeping up with my channel. I've been just feeling Geminights. Searching out Amber. This hand is so amazing. I can't wait to see what I do with it. We're going to activate Brilliant Fusion and we're going to send Block Dragon. And then we're going to send Lapis to the graveyard in order to summon our Zirconia. And after that, we're just going to turn Brilliant Fusion face down because we're not going to use it anymore. We're going to conduct a link summon of, you know, 2 Earth monsters in order to summon Mrs. Radiant for the first time. We may summon him a second time. I guess we can summon him here or there. Either way, you know, he's summoned. And at that point, we're going to activate our Block Dragon. And we're going to special summon him by banishing these 3 Earth monsters. Then we're going to link summon with him and Mrs. Radiant. And we're going to go ahead and summon Gaia Saber, the Lightning Shadow. Very important to summon him because he's an Earth and you need food in your grave for Block Dragon. Block Dragon's effect triggers to search up to 3 Rock-type monsters so long as their levels add up to 8. And what we're going to do is we're going to search out these 3 monsters. So at this point, we're at 7 cards in hand. We've basically went +2. You know, which is really dope because we didn't play Pot of Desires or any draw power. We've just like pretty much spiral master planned our life, which is pretty cool. Then we're going to play Geminight Fusion. And what we're going to do is we're going to send Lazuli and also Amber to the graveyard in order to special summon Prismara and Gaia Saber's his own. And Lazuli's going to occur to add Amber back to hand. In addition to that, we're going to go ahead and activate Fusion, add it back to hand, banishing Lazuli. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand. So we fuse at the cost of 1, which is really consistent. I like it. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Fusion again. This time we're going to send Obsidian and Amber and Prismara. So Amber's going to get special summoned by the effect of Obsidian. Those go to grave. We're going to summon out our Lady Brilliant Diamond. Fusion goes to grave. We're going to banish Prismara to add Fusion back to hand. Then we're going to sack off Brilliant Diamond to summon out our Seraphonite, right? Then we're going to conduct our second normal summon of Gem Armadillo. Use his effect to search out our final Obsidian. This deck's so spicy, man. I love it. And the board's going to get a lot crazier after you've done these steps. If you watch my Geminight combo videos, these are the basic steps for every single combo that you do. After you've done all this, it's up to you, the board you want to make. Because like right here, if you like kind of look into the future a little bit, you can see a Baguska Firewall play. You know what I'm saying? Like Firewall co-link by 1 with the Baguska. That's not that bad. But I think we're going to go a little bit further. And because we can summon Baguska, you know, you already know, but I don't think I'm going to summon it just because I want to make a board full of link monsters. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and banish 3 to special summon Block Dragon, right? And, dude, like, the shenanigans are just, like, endless. And we're going to go ahead and let's summon out. Let's go ahead and link off Block and Seraphonite and Gem Armadillo to summon Trigate. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Fusion, and we're going to send off Lapis and Amber. Amber gets added back to hand. Fusion, you know, goes back by banishing. And we're going to go ahead and bring out Prismara in Trigate zone, in his link zone that he points to. And then we're going to link summon the Gaia Saber and the Prismara and put Firewall right here. He's co-linked by 1. Then we're going to play Fusion. Amber gets special summon because we're sending off Obsidian. And we're going to go ahead and summon out Zirconia. And then same thing, you know, banish, add Fusion back. Let's see what we're getting at here. We're getting somewhere. We're definitely getting somewhere. Banish 3 Earths to special summon Block Dragon. We're just climbing for higher links. You can even make a Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy or a Felgrand for this combo. And then we're going to go ahead and link those 2 off. And we're going to summon out the Binary Sorceress. She's just co-linked by 1. Then we're going to play Fusion, send Obsidian. Amber gets special summoned again anyway, so we're just going to leave her there. Summon out Zirconia. And at this point, I think we're pretty much done fusing. We're going to go ahead and banish these 3 Earths to summon out Block Dragon. And we're going to, you know, link summon 3. Do we want to do 3? Because I really see no point. Like, something has to stay on the field, and Zirconia kind of is there. Because we're going to co-link Trigate. Like, we're going to finish the board really strong. In my opinion, pretty strong. I guess we can do... Yeah, we'll leave Block Dragon on the field because we can search off of him if he leaves the field. So we'll just link off Zirconia and Amber. And we'll go ahead and summon our Proxy Dragon. And at this point, it's pretty cool. This is a nice, decent board, considering that Geminights did it. If you guys know about Geminights, you got Firewall co-linked by 1, Trigate co-linked by 3, which means all 3 of his effects are live. You've got Block Dragon sitting here. So what happens is you pass, right? Trigate can negate, Firewall is going to bounce. And if anything would destroy a card you control, because Proxy points at Block Dragon, instead of that card being destroyed, you pop Block Dragon with Proxy. And then Block Dragon's effect triggers, which lets you search for 2 rocks, which could be Armadillo, Koakimaru Guardian, or you could just say, I want flat out Koakimaru Wall, and you know, like, where's my boy at? The Overload. So you got options. You can still get your search off of Block Dragon. And let's say you search those, right? Because you have Geminight Fusion engraved and you have Geminights engraved. So this board might not get broken, or it might, but either way, like, you have plays to make next turn. And then you just top deck Barrier Statue of Drought. So at this point, what you have in hand, because you have Fusion, believe it or not, you can actually make Baguska Barrier Statue. And that's like that's a nice other follow-up play to make Baguska Barrier Statue, which is really strong because, like, there's no monster effects that can be activated at this point, and you can't special summon to begin with, which is really cool. I mean, sure, you can like do something if you play Earths, but most decks don't really play Earths. And if you can summon Earths, obviously you can just special summon, which, you know, that's fine. But that's a pretty cool board, and I definitely want to just conclude this video. And also, I want to leave you guys on a positive note to let you know that I really have been noticing that a lot of my subscribers have been showing mad love and support, like just so much love. It's just so heartwarming, you know, to see people like that actually, you know, show support to you, and also like actually care about what you have to say. And at the same time, you know, like, you guys are basically promoting me. You know, you guys are the reason why I'm becoming known. Like, I'm going to regionals and people are asking me to sign their cards, and I'm like, who the heck? Like, you know, who am I? Like, this dude is like, hey man, hey, your name's 3 Stacks. I'm like, how do I know you? I feel like I know you. He's like, you don't know me. I watch your YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, bro, thank you so much. Shook his hand. Dude's like, let me sign your card. I mean, can you sign my card? Signed a bunch of cards, shook a bunch of hands. And then some people are like, you know, hey, man, like, I really want to do a video with you. And I'm like, you know what? When I get the chance, I got you. And then there's this other guy. I feel so bad. I forgot his name, but he's the reason why I have Cyframe Gear Epsilons. Bro, I honestly forgot your name and I feel like a dick. It's not because I don't care. I just really, like, my mind got caught up in a different place that day. And I pretty much forgot a lot of people's names that I met. So I feel bad, but I definitely want to give you your shout out because you're the reason why I have Cyframe Gear Epsilons to begin with. And yeah, like, let me know in the comment section below what you think. See, I drew the combo again, the 3-card combo. That's insane. What you think, like, and also tell me your story. I love to hear it, believe it or not. I'm actually going to read the comment that you drop of, you know, who's your sensei and who taught you how to play. I think this is an interesting topic of discussion. And even if you don't find it to be interesting, honestly, you know, there's probably other videos that might suit you if this video is just not something that you like, you know. I'm not going to take any offense into it, I promise. I'm really not a sensitive guy. You know, like, you can let me know what you think, and I promise you, like, there's not going to be any ill will or, you know, like, hard feelings against anyone. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video, and I'm going to do something else because I have free time today. But yeah, definitely y'all stay tuned for future content, and we're going to be doing some really cool stuff tonight at the tournament that I'm going to. Peace.